Hey guys, it's Mystic Diamond here, and it's time for the next Mystic Diamond High School class. Now, we have a lot to get through today, because this is a particularly big class slash transmission. We're going to call it a class, but yeah. They're coming through already. Bless them, bless their efforts, because this is probably the biggest class we've done so far. As you may have noticed from the title, this is a class on unity consciousness, and I don't have a pointer. Oh, my word, how can I not have a pointer? Let's go with a red pointer for today. Unity consciousness today, guys. Now this, as I said, this is the biggest class we have done so far. Probably the biggest class out of all of them would be soul contracts, but as far as for the high school level itself, Unity Consciousness is definitely the biggest one we've done so far, because it discusses how everything interconnects, so it's very intricate and very detailed. So before I even begin the class, I just want to say that if you have any comments, thoughts or questions, please do not hesitate to email me at mysticdiamondguide@outlook.com. Now, before we go any further, I just want to say that I hope you guys are doing okay. I hope you guys are getting through these energies. We're currently in March 2019. We're heading towards the end of March. Let's applaud that we're getting towards the end of March, because this year has been like some massive energetic crescendo. Now, those of you who don't know what a crescendo is a symbol found in music, where basically it starts off as a thin line and then gradually it gets bigger. Just a moment. Sorry guys, just had to sneeze there again, because as I said, our lovely Negative Nancy friends, who are mentioned in this class by the way, they're going to try and come through every way they can, because this is the biggest high school class so far. So bless them, bless their efforts. I'm going to detach from that. Now what was I saying? Yeah, I hope you guys are getting through okay, because it is a big energetic crescendo. As I said, it's a musical symbol, and it starts as a line and then gradually gets bigger and bigger and bigger, and it is defined in music as gradually getting louder and louder and louder. But if we take the crescendo as meaning getting bigger and bigger and bigger, that is exactly what this year has been. The energy started off a little bit quietly to begin with, and as we've progressed throughout this year, it's just gotten bigger and bigger and harsher and harsher. So I hope you guys are getting through okay. If you have not seen my grounding class that I did 2 classes ago, please make sure to check that out. It will help you to stay grounded. There's some great tips and advice there on how to stay grounded, stay centered, and stay focused on what it is that you do need to do. Now, a little bit of housekeeping before we do begin. I am mindful that some of you that are watching these videos are not part of the excuse me, are not part of the Facebook group. And I just want to take a moment to quickly discuss the Facebook group with you guys. So basically what I have on Facebook is I have, just trying to work out how many groups. I have 6. Thank you. That's funny. I have 6 Facebook groups at the moment. Every single one of them have been heavily, heavily vetted. If anyone was there for the wrong reasons, or, you know, they were putting out, you know, the wrong sort of stuff to get you guys off track or whatever, they are instantly removed from the group. So all we have is loving, supportive groups there. The biggest group is the group that everyone is in at the moment. This is the Mystic Diamond Standard group, and so yeah, all angelics are in that group. I then have separated groups for all the waves, so 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, and as of the start of this year we now have the 6th wavers. So I have a 6th waiver group. I actually have 7 groups. That just reminded me, because I also have a pre-activated group. And so if you're an angelic out there that's watching my classes and you'd love to have some support, more support than just these classes, I would advise you to email me actually and let me know. Hey Mr. Francie, hey Mr. Diamond, hey Francois, whatever you want to call me. My dad used to have this old saying, call me what you will, just don't call me late to breakfast. But anyway, it is what it is. Yeah, send me an email. and let me know. Look, I've been watching your classes on YouTube. Thank you, or not thank you, just I've been watching them. Thank you would be nice. It's a bit presumptuous, but it would be nice. Yeah, and I would love to have that additional support that you were talking about, that additional support network, I guess, to use a human term. So I would love to become a part of the Facebook groups. Now, the only requirement we have in the Facebook groups is to get involved. Really, that's all it is. Now, in the standard group, I do updates excuse me, I try to do updates every Wednesday, sorry, not Wednesday, that's not correct, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. If I get the chance, I'll do it Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So, you know, it's like just under half of the week, there are always updates that come through, clairsentient energies updates, as well as just updates with current energies, things that are coming through that I need to let you guys know of. It's a lot more than you guys are receiving over here, but again, the reason why I'm bringing this up is because if you guys feel that you need that support, I would absolutely recommend joining these Facebook groups. Now, as I say, they've been heavily vetted, humanly and angelically and cherubimly. So trust me, they are safe spaces. I would not be advising or inviting you guys into these groups if they weren't safe. As a matter of fact, I wouldn't be part of them if they weren't safe, because it wouldn't be helping me either. So they're very, very, very safe and welcoming and loving groups. So if you would like to be a part of them, please let me know. Even if you don't know what your wave is or your divine is, feel free to let me know by emailing me at mysticdiamondguide@outlook.com. My email is in the description below, and we can work on that and sort you into your Facebook wave group so you can have that support with your fellow angelics. Okay, housekeeping aside, it's time to get into this class. I'm just going to take a quick sip of my drink. Okay, and we are going to discuss unity consciousness. Now, as I said at the beginning, they're trying to make me really, like, stuffy right now, but bless them, it's okay, it's fine. I'm not giving up on this, I'm going to keep going. This is by far and away the biggest high school class that we're going to do because it shows how everything does interrelate. I have a few diagrams on the board, so I want you to take a look at them as I do point them out, and if you are so inclined, I'm just going to move a little bit out of the way, so you can even see this one. If you are so inclined, please draw these into your Path of Transcendence journals so that you have copies of them. Now, again, I just want to repeat, and I know we've been going for 7:44 and 45, 7:44 and 7:45 timestamp. We've been going for a while here with this intro. I just want to remind everyone that if you do have any comments, thoughts, or questions, please do not hesitate to ask me, because it is very intricate, very detailed, and I'm not going to stop and keep going back and whatever. So if you do have questions, please, please, please ask me. I much prefer that you ask me the questions than don't know and just, you know, don't ask me because of whatever reason. I've had some people say, we didn't want to ask you because we knew you were busy. No, please, 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 I much prefer you ask me. If anything, it shows you're taking an active role in your process. Okay, so, unity consciousness. It's a big one. It's going to be very eye-opening. Here we go. So, we're going to start off with this one over here. This is the crystalline energy. Now, we spoke about the crystalline energy, thank you, in the monad classes. Part 1 or Part 2 was one of them. Or maybe even both. Definitely in the monad, because in the monad, those that are in the monad, so at the moment it's second and third wavers, we anchor into the crystalline energy once we've received our soul fragments. And I believe I've also done a soul fragments class. So, yeah, crystalline energy. Now, the crystalline energy, again, just to remind you, is what we anchor ourselves into when we collapse out of timeline and collect our soul fragment. Now, I want you to take note of the word crystalline. Okay? And now watch what happens when I do this. There is no mistake at all in the name crystalline energy, because when you rub out those words, or erase those words, I don't know, we have different cultures here. Rubber does not mean rubber in Australia like it does in America. I'm just letting you know. When you erase those words, you end up with the word Christ. Now, do you want to know something very interesting about unity consciousness? There are 3 names used for unity consciousness. The first is unity consciousness, the second is oneness, and the third is actually Christ consciousness. Okay? So this is where it's interesting to see that Christ comes from the term crystalline, or crystalline comes from the term Christ. That's probably a better way to put it. Yeah. So, part of the reason also that I want you guys to focus on the crystalline, the drawing of how crystalline looks, is because unity consciousness is pretty much represented in the same way that the crystalline energy looks. If you look at this picture over here, now again, I apologise for my artistry. I am not the best artist in the world, I know this, but this should still give you the idea of what I'm trying to say. You can see here that we've got the middle circle and the branches that come out in the crystalline energy coming out here in the unity consciousness. Now, okay, yes. Okay, I need to take that down. Okay, I've got a piece of paper, but it's kind of like above the whiteboard, so I'm just going to pause the video, take it down, and show it to you guys. Now, I drew this piece of paper a very, very, very long time ago, but I'm going to show it to you close up. Okay, now this piece of paper discusses the crystalline energy within the Earth's layers, okay? And what you need to take note of with this, so this is something that occurred last year, but it's still good to take note of in case you weren't aware of it, is that here we have the Earth's layers. So the Earth's crust, the deep Earth, the heart center, so on and so forth, the soil here at the top, okay? So the crystalline energy was down here, where you can see that the blue lines were at. It was down there between the deep earth and the heart center. But because of all the hard work that those who had been activated last year were doing and going through as far as collection of soul fragments and collapsing out timelines and things like that as well, the crystalline energy actually moved up, and now it is actually above the Earth's crust and between the Earth's crust and the soil, which is fantastic, because what this means is that it makes it easier for you guys. This is great because I was part of those who helped and assisted to move the crystalline up to here. So for me it was like, oh wow, we did a really good job. But now I can actually pass on to you guys. It makes it easier for you guys. So yay, you're welcome. Yeah, it makes it easier for you guys to anchor into it, because instead of anchoring all the way down through the Earth's crust, through the deep Earth down to here, you only have to anchor through the soil to get to the crystalline energy, which is pretty cool. Now, this is not to say, we're going a little off topic here, but that is not to say you guys aren't, you know, crushing it when it comes to the timelines, because you guys are. I'm getting reports every other day about timelines that have been crushed. You're doing a great job, guys, and you should be really, really, really proud of yourself. If you've noticed that you have collapsed out a timeline for yourself personally, I would say at the very least, take note of it for yourself. Yay, it's really awesome. Or, if you wish to tell me, please email me and let me know. Guess what, Mr. Francie? I collapsed out a timeline. Like, that'd be really awesome. Collapsing it out for yourself would be just really, really amazing. Okay. Where are we? I'm just getting to where I'm up to in my notes. Yeah, so it's now just below the soil because the first and second waivers were doing what they were meant to be doing regarding soul fragment collection and anchoring. And this is now assisting the third to sixth waivers as well as humanity, which is great because when humanity comes through their activation and their initiate stage of their process, which begins with the activation, it'll make it easier on them as well, which is really, really awesome. Sorry guys, one moment. Alright, sorry that I had to pause the video there. They were trying to get to me again, our Negative Nancy friends, and I just realised I hadn't told my higher self to put up my D12 shield. Bless my higher self, who was having a wonderful laugh with me saying, do you want me to put up your D100 shield? Gosh, I would love if they put up a D100 shield, but anyway, D12 is the highest we go, so yeah, D12 shield, guys, thank you. Thanks, guys. Okay, so the more we anchor into the crystalline, the more we give of ourselves. So it's very much like an energy exchange. We take from the crystalline and leave behind bits of ourselves. And the bits that we leave behind, I think I've said this in soul fragments anyway, but it's important for you guys to know this about the crystalline anyway. The bits that we leave behind are the best bits of ourselves. Now this is okay, it's totally fine. We need the crystalline to be able to do what we do as far as with our soul fragments and moving forward anyway. So it makes sense that if we are receiving something so valuable, that we are going to give something back of the exact same value, which would have to be some of the best parts of ourselves back into that crystalline, you know, which recycles and all that, and you know, it helps everyone else. So it's an energy exchange right there. So something we need to discuss, oh yeah, thank you. Something we need to talk about, guys, is humanity and where they are at. Now, humanity does appear in unity consciousness. It's right there. I am going to get to this diagram in just a moment. But there's been a bit of confusion between, I'll write it here, 3D and 5D. Okay, now because my YouTube channel is, and I'm mindful of this, is open to the public, anyone who wants to view this can come along and watch this, unlike the Facebook groups, which are very much closed off to the public. I'm very happy to be sitting here explaining this to you guys because there's been a lot of confusing information placed out there about the 3D, and then some talk about the 4D and some talk about the 5D, and it can just get very, very, very ultra confusing. So, allow me to explain and to allay all these fears and concerns and, yeah, tell you guys what's actually going on. The 3D is where humanity is right now. So anyone that has not yet been activated, what I like to call the humans, bless them. And if you're one of them, hi, welcome. Thank you for taking an active role here prior to being activated. Like, that's really cool. If you're a human and you're here, please email me. That is so awesome. Yeah, if you're a human, you're in the 3D. If you're an angelic, if you have been activated, you are not in the 3D, you are in the 5D because you are an angelic, and you need to be in the 5D to do what you need to do, regardless of what wave you are. So if you're a 6th waver, 5th waver, 4th waver, 3rd waver, 2nd waver, or 1st waver, you are in the 5D. You are not in the 3D. Please don't let anyone confuse you and tell you, oh, so just so you know, we're all in the 3D, because we're not. We're not. We can't do what we need to do by being in the 3D. And yet at the same time, the humans, those who have not been activated yet, they are in the 3D. So this is where the confusion lies. So if you come across anyone else, and I don't want to give anyone a bad name, because that's not what this is about. You know, these classes are some of the most neutral things you're going to come across because I'm literally giving you guys information rather than, this is not a drama channel or a gossip channel at all. I'm telling you guys neutrally. If you come across someone who's doing angelic work or, bless them, spiritual work, because, you know, that word is very triggering for myself, for Mr. Francie, because we use the word energy or energetic, we don't say spiritually. If you come across anyone who's saying that that covers this topic and says we're in the 3D, it's a bit of a, look, I'm trying to say this neutrally, I really am. I'm sure you can see the struggle within me to be like, I want to see this. They're pushing through Professor McGonagall in The Order of the Phoenix, played by the lovely Maggie Smith, who says to Professor Umbridge, oh, there are several things I would like to say, because there are several things I would love to say to these people, but it would be completely unangelic, so I'm not going to do that. But yeah, if you see anyone that is teaching this stuff and saying that they're a I mean, I have to use the human terminology. So guys, if you've been with me for a while, forgive me. I'm going to use the human terminology so everyone can relate. If you hear anyone saying they're a psychic, or that they're a medium, or that they're telepathic, or that they're a healer, or whatever, okay, and they say you're in the 3D, they're bringing through a quote from another film, Mambo Italiano, a very, very well-known, a very not-so-well-known film, Mambo Italiano, where the sister, the Italian sister says to the brother, head for the hills! Yeah, walk away from that. Or take note of the fact that this is not the case. The humans are in the 3D, angelics are in the 5D. Please, 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 please take note of that and be aware of that. Anyone who tries to tell you as an angelic or you as a being that has been activated that you're in the 3D, this is not the case. You're in the 5D. Okay? Now, I tried to say that as neutrally as I could. Hopefully it came across that way. One day, if I did an angelic drama channel, it might be fun. But for now, we're keeping things as neutral as we can. Okay. Yeah. Oh yes, thank you. We're also assisting the humans to get to the 5D. So angelics are assisting in every way we can as far as the helping, healing, assisting and guiding that we do. We are assisting them to get to the 5D, but they won't reach the 5D until they have been activated in their initiates section of the initiates portion of their process. Alright, next thing. Now we need to talk about separation consciousness before we get to unity consciousness, okay? Separation consciousness is the idea that everyone and everything is separate, okay? Now, guys, you need to hear this from me. We have never once been separated. Never once. They're playing the song, and I'm trying to stay very serious here because it's funny that they're playing the song, but it's perfect. We're all in this together from High School Musical, and they do. Every time I think of Unity Consciousness, they play the song We're All in This Together from High School Musical. We have never once been separated. We are all of us, we are all in this together, okay? So the idea that there is a separation consciousness and that everyone is separate, it's not correct. I don't want to make this judgment, but you guys need to know what's up, okay? It's not correct. We have never been separated. We are all connected. We are all one. Now they're pushing through Mufasa. We are all connected in the great circle of life. But we're all connected. Everyone, everything is connected. Literally everyone and everything. Now, we have been working through templates that suggest we are going through separation consciousness. Now, these are templates that we've been working through. But we are working through them so that, like with timelines, we can collapse them out. So if you are here today and you're someone who does your own little videos or whatever about things to do with angelics, or bless you if you say the spiritual realm, please say energetic, it would just help everyone. But anyway, it is what it is. Spiritual realm. Try not to judge. Please make sure that you're making the point, if you're discussing separation consciousness, that it's not that separation consciousness exists. It doesn't. It's a template that we are working through to collapse it, but we actually are not separated. If I were to use a term I've used quite a bit recently, I would say it's kind of like an illusion. Because, well, it is. Thank you. Like, yeah, it is. It's an illusion that we are working through to collapse out, but it's not real. The reality is we have never been separated. Every single, everyone and everything is all connected. Nothing is separated. Yeah, so there's an anonymous quote out there. You are connected to everything around you. This is unity consciousness. So yeah, I read it as, you are connected to everything around you. This is unity consciousness. Unity consciousness, oneness, Christ consciousness, call it what you will. Alright, now, yes, now we're going to talk about this. Yee! I'm so happy I'm finally discussing this with you guys. Not that it's taken 24 minutes, but that it's taken, oh my gosh, like months and months, like about 5, 6, 7 months to finally get to this diagram. Yay! For Unity Consciousness! I don't know if you're aware of this or not, but if you've seen the thumbnail, or whatever you call it, that the photo art that goes over the video, so you don't have a still of me going, anyway, right, the thumbnails make them look really pretty, the cover art, whatever you want to call it, rather than me going, but anyway, I've seen some of the stills that YouTube have suggested I use, and I'm like, I don't think so, but anyway, you may have noticed this one is different to the informative video cover pictures I normally put up, and that's because I like to have a different one for Unity Consciousness. It just makes sense, because it's Unity Consciousness, it's Christ Consciousness. But anyway, we'll keep going. Okay, so when we look at this diagram, this Unity Consciousness diagram, we can see Unity Consciousness on display. Now, the energy lines show how you are connected. So, if we look in the middle of this circle, you see a stick figure there. Again, I'm going to say, bless the person that came up with stick figures, because they make my life so much easier. And this is you, as it says labelled here. And you can see the sticks that are coming out of the circle. All these little sticks, branches. Did I call them sticks here? Oh, I call them the energy lines. Okay, the branches, because it's just easier to say branches, that are coming out show how you are connected to everything. So let's take a look here at what we have at the moment around the Unity Consciousness wheel, let's call it, the Unity Consciousness crystalline figure. So far I've included, but there is more to add, first wavers, divine feminines, second wavers, animals, third wavers, nature, fourth wavers, negative Nancys, fifth wavers, humanity, sixth wavers, divine masculines. There is so much that we are connected to. As I said, there is not one thing we are separated from. Even, and you may have heard me say it, and I'm going to highlight it here, whether you want to believe it or not, yes, you, by the process of Unity Consciousness, are connected to negative Nancys. Yep, we are. And they're connected to us. It's the way it is. We're all connected. And, you know, from that maybe tough side to deal with to a very awesome side to deal with, you're also connected to nature. And you're also connected to animals. You're connected to everything, and everything is connected to you. Humanity included. Absolutely. Absolutely. Anyway, bless Gia Gunn. Moving on. Because it's not to do with you. Although, yes, we're connected to Gia Gunn. You're funny. Gia Gunn is a drag queen from RuPaul's Drag Race, in case anyone was wondering. I don't like when people sort of say private jokes and they don't reveal what it is. Yeah, she's from RuPaul's Drag Race and other things, and she had this saying that she always said, which was, absolutely. So anytime I say absolutely, it just comes through, but anyway. So yeah, you can see how everyone is all connected here. Now, when you come into the monad, you realise your soul group. So let's sort of do the hokey pokey and turn ourselves around. Monad, okay, when you come to the monad section of your process of transcendence, you come into your soul group. Now, just a moment, yeah, okay, so, the branches, I have it displayed here, the branches are your collective. So, if we look at you, and we look at what your collective is, let's say for me, I'm a second waver, then bless them, because they know I'm getting to the important stuff. I'm a second waver, so this branch, I'm going to circle it. That branch right there, that's my branch, that's my collective, I am a second waver. So, the branch represents, sorry, let's generalize this, thank you. The branches represent collectives, yours and others. You're connected to all of them, but yours and others. Mine being second waver. Now, here's what's interesting as well. I'm not just a second waver, I am also a divine feminine. And as you can see, I have these lines here. I hope they're coming through. Yes, they are. Woohoo! Because last time I did this, which was a long time ago, you couldn't see the lines. Those lines are connecting me. So I'm also somewhere here. That's a really bad drawing, but I hope you get the gist of what I'm saying. So I have my second wave collective, I have my divine feminine collective, and together, I join them together, and I have my second wave divine feminine collective. Second wave divine feminine collective. So, there we go. Alright, guys, just a moment. Sorry, I need to pause. They're coming through. Just a moment. Okay, sorry about that, guys. Bless them, bless their efforts. Let's keep going. Now, as I was saying, when you come into the monad, you come into your soul group, and your soul group is a derivative, excuse me, a derivative of your collective. And it's best highlighted here, okay? So you have your collective, the branch, and of every collective, there are 12 soul groups, okay? So, have I got them here? Yes, I do. Woohoo! So as you can see, we have 12 branches here. 6 on the top, 6 on the bottom of the black one. Okay, 6 on top, 6 on the bottom. You are going to be a part of one of these 12 soul groups. And then if you look at the red line here, this represents the soul group coming off the branch. Okay, so this is your, so this is the collective. These are the soul groups. This is your soul group coming out down here, and the branches that come off these soul groups are members of your soul group. Okay? Alright. See? Gets free. It's very much like putting a magnifying glass on top of a magnifying glass on top of a magnifying glass on top of a magnifying glass, and we're going and going, 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 going. Here's you in your soul group. This little branch down here. But anyway. Okay. Yeah, so each branch, each line or branch coming off the branches, so line within each branch, represents the soul groups, okay? And if you can imagine these red lines coming out of each branch, which would be really tough to draw considering how small this is, but if you can imagine that, that's how it would properly look, you know, the unity consciousness, having those lines coming off each of the branches, the lines off the branches. Less using human terminology. Once you know how this works and what it is, what I found in my experience is you don't really use the terminology because you just know. So you're like, oh, right, yeah, okay, so there's the collective and there's the soul group and that's me there, and you know what it is, so you're not using the terminology so much. But if we say the branches that come off the branches represent the soul group, and in those soul group there are branches there that come off that branch, and those branches, one of those branches represents you. Okay, connected. Okay, yeah. So this diagram shows, reminds everyone that this is how everyone is connected, okay? So you are connected to first wavers, you are connected to humanity, you are connected to negative Nancy's, you are connected to nature, okay? And that's why it's the best way to represent unity consciousness, rather than just, you know, putting everyone everywhere, because you're separating them. Having the branches coming off of you in the middle shows how you're connected to everyone and everything, and nothing is separate. Yeah, we already discussed that. Right, thank you. So, you know how we spoke of, in another class, we spoke of projection, and how, bless them so much, they know not what they do. Let's put it that way anyway. We spoke about how if you project out negative emotions or a rah-rah to someone, then it goes through a ripple effect. This explains the ripple effect also, because while you may have had gone through a projected rah-rah at, let's say, a first waver, okay, We then put the first waver in here for the ripple effect, to explain that. And because they're connected to all this, as is every wave, as is every one, because they're connected to all this, they end up, let's say, having a rah-rah, and that rah-rah is going to affect someone in humanity who has a rah-rah, and that ends up affecting the animals, which ends up having a rah-rah and affecting the 6 wavers, and da-da-da-da. So, again, it is crucial that you are mindful and conscious of unity, Christ, oneness, consciousness. Mindful of this when you have a rah-rah to others, because you're not just affecting them. It goes through that ripple effect, but it goes through that ripple effect to affect anyone and everyone that we're connected to, which is anyone and everyone. So we need to be very mindful of that once again. Hopefully this shows you, it gives you a little bit more of an idea of the potential of the ripple effect when you do project onto others, because it's, yeah, quite massive. Okay, so transmitting your consciousness affects everyone. Oh, yeah, thank you. So, when you end up going off and doing your higher dimensional tasks, we've spoken about this, I believe, in the monad. Thank you. Maybe even the soul matrix. How I've spoken about how I do soul removal, which is another way of putting what humans might word as the angel of death. I don't like to use the other word, which I'm going to say so you know what the word is, but I don't like this word at all. The term the Grim Reaper, I don't like that word, because Grim and Reaper, really? No. We are divine sovereign beings. We're not mean figures with sides, or whatever the heck you call that thing that they hold. Oh my gosh, no. And we certainly don't run around in black cloaks. Well, at least I don't anyway. If anything, I run around in, or if anything, I glide around in a white one. But anyway. Fly around? Yes, right. Yeah, but anyway, so I do soul removal, aka Angel of Death stuff, and healing and other things that I do. Wars on the battlefield, etc., etc. You know, there's a lot of things I've experienced so far, but the point is, what is also good to know when it comes to unity consciousness is when you go off and do something, it affects others in a positive way as well as a negative way. So if you're rah-rahing and it goes through the ripple effect through projection, absolutely it can come to any of these others. But if you're going off and you're doing a high dimensional task that contributes to the collective of angelics and, yeah, and to help the world, it literally helps everyone. So if I go off and fight in the battlefields for angelics, I'm not only assisting my fellow second wavers or my fellow divine feminines, I'm also assisting the animals, the third wavers, nature, fourth wavers, negative nancies, fifth wavers, humanity, sixth wavers, divine masculines, first wavers, you know, you name it. Whatever we're connected to, I'm assisting them by doing what I'm doing because I'm connected to everyone, and everyone's going to, on some level, to some degree, feel what I am doing. In their own way, on some level, to some degree, it does affect every single being, person, thing that is out there, because everyone is connected to everything. So, I do something, everyone else is going to feel it. Everyone else is going to feel it. Okay, and same with you guys. Things that you do that assist, everyone else is going to feel that. Okay. It's funny, because they've written it down for me, so I know that I can't get this wrong when I say it to you. They wanted me to say, everyone. Literally everyone. It turned out to be a little comedic when I did that there, but, yeah. That's the point that they're really trying to bring through to you guys, is everyone in here is affected by what you do. So be mindful of what you're projecting, and also know that everything that you do that assists everyone. Okay? Alright. Affects everyone, I should say. Affects is much better a term to use than assists. Affects everyone, because with the negative Nancy's, it'll affect them. You know what I mean? So, let's say it neutrally. Affects everyone. Okay, now we are going to talk about part 2. Are you still? Oh, okay. Alright. Okay, guys, I'm going to pause the video. And then when we come back, I'm going to be talking about something else to do with Unity Consciousness. Don't go away. We'll be right back. Grab a drink. Alright, thank you for the wait there, guys. Although it probably wasn't a wait for you, because it was probably like 1 second for you guys. But anyway, let's get back into this. Okay. So, you would have noticed the change here. All of a sudden, thanks to pausing the video and then restarting again, you will have noticed the crystalline has disappeared and it's been replaced by the plates. So now, this top plate I've done across rather than up and down. I always get my horizontally and vertically confused, but anyway. Just to, because there wasn't enough room, but you guys may remember me discussing the plates with you guys, and balancing the plates. Okay, so we have the center column, the Masc and Fem incomplete, and then the Masc and Fem complete plates, okay? So, when you have balanced and completed your masculine and feminine plates, you go into the avatar level. That one. Excuse me, guys. You will feel the unity consciousness, Christ consciousness, oneness. You will actually feel it when you're in the avatar level, okay? And according to those who have gone to the avatar level, the first wavers, it will feel amazing, okay, when you do feel it. Okay. They're still trying to come through, bless them. Okay, now that we know about unity consciousness, it makes sense as to why we need to be harmonious, courteous, and treat people with kindness. And this is because with unity consciousness, we're all connected, and what we put out there goes through the ripple effect, potentially of anyone. Okay, so therefore, be on your own to purge. Don't put it out to everyone else. Okay, because in the hands of the wrong people, for example, let's say humanity leads to AI in the negative Nancys, it could be extremely dangerous, okay? We think the bad thoughts so we don't commit the bad acts is one of the best phrases I've ever heard. I'm going to say it again to you guys. We think the bad thoughts so we don't commit the bad acts, okay? Keep that one in mind. Yeah, so I do want to just sort of talk about this a little bit to conclude today's class, talking about, where was it? Harmonious, courteous, and treating people with kindness, okay? Yeah, kindness, courteousness, if that's a word, being courteous, all those sort of things, respect, okay? It is basically one of the big foundations when it comes to being angelic. And yes, if we're going to relate to unity consciousness, it is because of the massive ripple effect that you can see that we can cause, that we don't want to cause. We don't want to be adding additional work. Look, let me tell you guys, from the point of view of a second waver, we already have enough to be getting on with, you guys. You know, for me being the one that's guiding you guys, being a second wave Divine Feminine Cherubim, and, you know, guiding second to sixth wavers, we already have more than enough to be getting on with at the moment. We do not want to be adding additional work. We also don't want to be creating a ripple effect. We don't want to be causing code violations to our soul contracts. If you haven't seen soul contracts, please go and watch that one. It's the very first class we did. We don't want to be doing that. So, yeah, we think the bad thoughts so we don't commit the bad acts. But at the same time, we do absolutely express courtesy and kindness at every opportunity we can. Gratitude they're pushing through as well. Yes, absolutely. Thank you. Yep, there you go. Gratitude. Thank you. They've pushed it through and I'm thanking them. Gratitude where you can, but courtesy and kindness, absolutely, of course. So, we don't want to be disrespectful. And there are many ways to be disrespectful. I'm sure you can come up with your own list for what constitutes being disrespectful, what constitutes being respectful, what is angelic, what is unangelic, and so on and so forth. I know you guys know all that. We've covered all this stuff before. But it is definitely something to be keeping in mind because, yeah, I mean, it's one thing to come across humans who don't know this stuff and they're very disrespectful and they are so completely, I guess, mindless, if that's the opposite to mindful. They're mindless, I'm saying it neutrally, mindless about the cause and effect of certain words that they might use, or the ways that they're acting and behaving around others. But as angelics, there's really no excuse, especially if you've seen this class, there's really no excuse to behave disrespectfully, to not be courteous, to not be kind to others. At the very least to show civility, to be civil to one another, at the very least. You may not like someone, you may think they're this, that, and the other, and you know what? Sorry. Because, yeah, they really don't want me to say this to you guys, because this is, like, angelic. Okay, but at the end of the day, we have to think about our process, we have to think about everything else we have to go through as well, but also at the same time, as I say about our negative Nancy friends, and I've said it throughout this class as well, you've heard me say it many times, including throughout this class, bless them, bless their efforts, they're not going to stop me. And I'm still saying bless. Absolutely, of course I'm still going to say bless to them. I'm not going to be rah-rahing, I'm not going to be, yes, there's an exception to every rule, and the exception to this one is if you're on your own, in your sacred space, purging or processing, absolutely go for gold, as a former friend of mine would say, go for gold. But when you're around others, at the very least, you would be civil around them, okay? Don't start things with them, okay? You don't want to be the one who starts things, for sure you don't want to be the instigator, that's for sure, okay? Civil. Okay, and there's a great human saying out there, and I'm going to remind you guys of it because it's, it can be really helpful when it comes to reacting angelically. If you have nothing nice to say, don't say anything at all. Okay, now if you do need to for the sake of your process, and by which I don't mean, oh, I felt like just saying this, no. If you are guided to confront a situation, that's different. But if you are just, I don't know, let's say, because they're pushing through my work, to give you a rough idea, let's say I work in retail. The industry of what I do would be considered retail, so I work in retail, in the physical reality human work that I do, I work in retail, so I come across customers all the time who are human, and bless them because I get the most overly respectful ones who are so sweet and kind and so courteous and all this to those who are the exact opposite of that. But I am not about, one, yes, I need to be professional anyway, but it's a great way to train yourself. One, I'm not going to blast at them, I'm not going to swear at them, I'm not going to be mean at them. If I have nothing nice to say, I'm not going to say anything at all. So in that situation, I'm literally going to say what I need to say in order to complete a transaction. So I might say, this is the price, or whatever. I might say, have a nice day, because, that's just what you say. Look, I wish everyone a nice day, and if it turns their day around, bless. That's part of being an angelic as well. But you get what I'm saying here. To be disrespectful to others is completely and utterly unangelic, and so they're pushing through an example which I was trying to avoid, but when they push things through, they're reminding me of an example where someone that I was guiding, I needed them to go off and to communicate with a seraphim friend of mine about something. And let's just say they were being completely disrespectful to my seraphim friend. And it just wasn't needed. And if we want to look at this neutrally, it added a ton of extra work for my seraphim friend that she really didn't need, bless her. And bless this one that was causing that, but anyway, it is what it is. It also does put down a code violation, absolutely, whether minor or major, it does put down a code violation, being disrespectful. But even little things, like they were communicating to my friend through email, and I have to say, there is nothing more respectful than to do a, the pre-opening and the proper opening and the proper closing of an email, okay? Guys, I'm just going to say this because it does come across as very disrespectful. Let's say someone named Sam wrote to me. I don't have someone called Sam at the moment. If I do, if your name's Sam, bless you, come along. But let's just use the name Sam. Let's say someone named Sam has written me an email. I'm going to respond to them by saying, "Hi Sam, comma, da-da-da-da-da," whatever the body of the email is, and then from Mystic Diamond, from Mr. Francie, whatever, whatever, whatever. Now, if Sam responds to me without saying, "Hi Mystic Diamond," or Francie, or whatever, and not saying, "From Sam," I do consider that to be completely disrespectful, because, you know, this is a very, it's courteousness to say hi and address whoever you're addressing, and then say who you are at the end, "From Sam," and not just blah. Like, they're showing me, a tray full of goo. They're showing me an episode of Charmed, but that's fine. I'll detach from the episode and just tell you what they're saying. If you've seen Charmed, you might know what I mean when I say a tray full of goo. But anyway, they're showing me a plate and someone's grabbing like slosh and just chucking it on there, and it's completely disrespectful, especially, you know, if you like to have food that looks nicely presented. I mean, you don't have to be 5-star, Michelin star presentable, but, you know, to just, here you go. It's completely disrespectful and a little bit offensive as well. So, and that's how it is when you don't say, you know, hi or dear or to, you know, the prefix of an email, and then from, it's like, here you go. So, for me, I'm going to say to you guys, if you want to practice respect and courtesy, say, "Hi Mystic Diamond," or "To Mystic Diamond," or "To Mr. Francie," or "Hi Mr. Francie," from whoever you are that's writing it to me. It's just respectful, and I do it as well. So it's part of the mutual respect between Guider and, let's say, Guider and Guidee, to use the terminology. I do it all the time, and I have many emails to get back to. I will always say, "Hi, your name, from me." I just expect you guys to do the same. It's common courtesy on a human level, and it's certainly expected on an angelic level. But it's not just emails, it's every interaction that we have. Think about it, be mindful of it, and if you have nothing nice to say, then don't say anything. Just walk away, guys. There's no need to cause a confrontation if we're not being guided to. Yes, absolutely, with the little minor detail here, there are some times where you will be guided to confront situations, absolutely. But I'm not talking about that. I'm putting that to the side and saying in general. You know, don't start something if it doesn't need to be started. If you have nothing nice to say, don't say anything at all, just walk away. You know, even if they are rah-rahing at you, you know, you guys, most of you guys, and I realise some of you are new, so it's great to get into this practice and rhythm of this now, but a lot of you have been following these videos and, you know, doing your angelic work for a while now. For you guys, it should be second nature by now, and if it's not, you really need to start making it second nature. They can do what they want to do. You know, at the end of the day, for me, if I'm in a situation where I'm hearing an argument or, you know, or if someone's throwing something at me and I can leave, I'll tell you what, I'm just going to leave. I'm just going to leave. No, I don't need to deal with this. I'm going to go. And I'm not going to say to them, "I don't need to deal with this," and then leave. I'm just going to leave. Because, you know, there's just no point in putting all of that energy out there. Be mindful of what you put out there. Be mindful of what you do. Okay? Courtesy and kindness. Respect, courtesy, and kindness. They are three of the biggest things to embrace in being an angelic for so many reasons. So please make sure you are doing that. Now, I know this has been a long class, but it was an important one. So again, as I said at the top of the class, if you have any comments, thoughts, or questions about this, I get how intricate it was. Please do not hesitate to email me. Yes, I do get busy. Yes, I might take a couple of days to get back to you guys, but please don't let that stop you from emailing me. My email is in the description below. I will get back to you as soon as I can, but please don't let that stop you from emailing me. And if you wish to be a part of the Facebook groups, so that you have that support network, because it's tough. I get it. If, you know, I was very fortunate that I had a Seraphim friend from the moment I was activated. We were friends prior to me being activated, so I've always had someone. I've been very lucky in that way, and now I have you guys, which is great as well. And those of you who aren't part of the Facebook group, a big hi and hello to you, and I hope you're getting through everything okay. But it's extremely tough if you don't have anyone there who knows what you're going through. Who, let's say if you're going through clairsentient energetic attacks, they have no idea what you're going through, and they're looking at you like you're crazy, and it's just tough to deal with all this stuff. If you need that support, then please come along. If you want to receive the updates, because there are updates, as I say, every single, at least Friday, Saturday and Sunday, I'm giving you guys updates of what's going on, what you guys need to know. I'm going to tell you guys right now, I do not BS, I do not put sugar on things and make things fluffy and sweet. I'm going to tell you what you need to know, as opposed to what you want to know. And so if you want to be kept in that loop, please come along. I'm not bribing you guys, I'm just saying it neutrally. If you wish to be a part of this for whatever reason that I have listed here, please let me know. Send me an email and we'll go from there, okay? Now, the link for the Facebook group is below, but I would prefer if you email me first, just so we can have a bit of a discussion and get to know each other first. I will add you as quickly as possible, but I just want to have that discussion with you first. It's just part of the process. Alright guys, so I just want to add that I am going off tonight to do 5535 and 5540 timestamp for you guys. I'm going off to do a progress report tonight to the Seraphims, which is going to be interesting. So if you are part of my group, can you please let me know where you are up to with the videos? And if you are a third waver, can you please email me if you've come into your mission work? Can you please email me? But otherwise, I'm sending you all so much love, and I hope that you're getting through these energies okay. Go off and eat a bowl of ice cream. Go and have some sugar-free Sprite. Go have some mustics or some alcohol if you can have alcohol, and if it helps you, then go off and have some alcohol. Go run through the grass barefoot. Go hug a tree. Go down a slide. Go on a swing. Dance in the mall, because gosh knows I will dance in the supermarket. Or pretend to be a star and go ping. And until next time, I'm sending you all peace, blessings, and so much love. You do you. Focus on your own path and journey, okay? And if you need anything at all, don't hesitate to contact me, okay? So much love to you all. Mwah. Okay, and I'll see you next time. Bye, guys. Bye.